Hello, welcome to Angola International Highlight. This time we bring up one more round of talks on the Iranian nuclear program that is going on for the last 10 years since the International Atomic Energy discovered vestiges of enriched uranium following an inspection in Iran, which led to the imposition in September 2013 of a deadline for the end of this activity. Following a provisional agreement signed in November 2013 between the Islamic Republic and the world great powers, United States, Great Britain, France, Russia, China plus Germany, the parties decided to return to the negotiating table now in Vienna, Austria, without, however, reaching a deal. Within the agreed time on Monday, 24th November 2014. The Iranian President Hassan Rouhani said that the negotiation on his country's nuclear program with the great powers will lead to a final accord after the announcement of an extension of the discussion until summer 2015. The two parties failed to reach an accord in Vienna despite a week of intense negotiation that enabled to settle most of the differences, said the head of state, adding that this path will reach a final agreement. The great powers and Israel, Iran's great enemy, believe that the Islamic Republic is making an atomic bomb under the pretext of developing a nuclear program with peaceful purposes, but Tehran denies the charges. After 7 days of intense negotiation in Vienna to hammer out a final agreement, the great powers ministers and Iran left the negotiating table in a semi-failure. However, they agreed to continue with the talks until the 30th of June 2015, thus extending again the Geneva Agreement. Under the terms of the test, Iran must partially freeze its nuclear activities in exchange for a $700 million in frozen funds per month. Further round of talks will take place in December and March. Another world news highlight this time is the resignation on Monday, November 24th, of the U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel. According to the New York Times, Chuck Hagel's resignation is associated with divergences on the strategy adopted against the Islamic State group in Iraq and Syria. Hagel, the only Republican in Barack Obama's office, will remain in place until a substitute is confirmed by the Senate. Michelle Flournoy, ex-Under Defense Secretary, is seen as a potential successor despite her public rejection. The list of frontrunners to replace Hagel now includes Ashton Carter, former Defense Undersecretary and a specialist in high-technology armament and budget. The list of frontrunners to replace Hagel now includes Ashton Carter, former Defense Undersecretary and specialist in high-technology armament and budget, Jack Reed, a Democrat senator and ex-member of a paratroop special unit. This resignation takes place after the midterm election defeat of 4th November that placed the Republicans in control of the Congress. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in our next edition.